shoots in my Carmen. Oh, Carmen, one of the highlights of my life. Carmen Jones. Oh, in my life, I've had many ups and downs, and Carmen was one of the highlights. Oh, yes. Now, and here I am on another new beginning. Let's see, those dresses over here, I have to decide what I'm going to take, and the ones over there I'm going to take. All of this music, this sheet music and scripts, I've got to go through all of those and sort them all out on this new beginning. And I'm so glad the doctor gave me a needle for my foot. You see, I can even spin. But let me start at the beginning of my life, my mother's womb. My mother, she left my father, her husband, Dorothy Dandridge, when she was 5 months pregnant with me in 1922. Oh, they fought like oil and water. You see, Mommy wanted to be a performing artist, and she didn't want any children. Mommy lived with her lover, Geneva Williams. Neva, who Viv and me had to call Auntie Mama. Oh, she was to take care of us when Mommy was away. You know, Viv and me, we spent many nights holding each other, just cuddling each other and crying ourselves to sleep when Mommy was gone. I don't know much about my father, except that I was told I had his gentle mannerisms, strong forehead, and large, deep-set eyes. Now, I did get to meet him when I was 16, when he tried to play catch-up with me, and later during the course of my career, we talked at length. He was a nice man, short, but nice. That lady, Auntie Mama, ooh, she hated Viv and me, and she would beat us every day. She even sexually abused me. Yet I still kept smiling and performing while helping everyone. Dottie, you need to have this towel over there when I come off stage. Dottie, I need you to fold this and place this on the table. Dottie this, Dottie that, Dottie everything. Oh, all the while being abused by her. Oh, but that stage. Oh, that stage. On stage, oh, I felt powerful. I had confidence. And I really loved it. I just loved to sing, act and dance, and I was so great at it, you know. I loved it. Even though I was abused, that stage was my safety net. It was wonderful when I was up there. It's like no other feeling in the world, you know. Singing and dancing, something I love, sprinkles from heaven, mixed in my blood. love to sing a song and move around. No more scaredy cat. Oh, no more this and that. Singing, oh, dancing. I feel free. I feel free. Oh, just so happy. One afternoon, Mommy came home and she said she was tired. She came into the kitchen where I'd wait for her every day, just so happy to take my little pinky and my thumb and I'd squeeze it around the hem of her dress and follow her all around the house until she told me to get away or she would just shoo me off. Well, this afternoon, Mommy came home and she said she was tired and she couldn't do her night performing job. You see, Mommy worked in a big old white building downtown for the Social Security people. And at night, she had a job performing. And I said, Mommy, I can do it. Oh, she was shocked. I had all of her dance moves and dance steps and facial expressions and vocalizations. Oh, seeing a money-making opportunity. Auntie Mama and Mama, they started the Wonder Kids. We performed in churches all over the South. Now, that's when all those men began to notice my beauty and sexuality. They would stare and balk at me as if they wanted to strip me. I hated it. I wasn't even a teenager yet. Oh, but that stage was my safety and security. On stage, I felt safe and secure, and I was free. I was free from all the turmoil of Auntie Mama that hung over me and permeated my thoughts and spirits when not before me. Making me feel like a little lost little bird who didn't know where to land, you know? And always seeking approval from others. My mother, my Auntie Mama, my sister Vivian, and then later my husband's. Yes, I've had two so far. And always seeming to find self-worth unattainable when not performing. But when performing, I stopped feeling like that lost little fawn all alone in the woods, wide-eyed and wondering. You know, maybe I was looking for the love I never had from my mother and father, you know, and later during the course of my life, and it just seemed that just when things were going great, I loved this dress, and my soul was happy, something would go wrong. I just wanted someone who would love me true. If you do, then I'd be so good to you. All I ask is for your hand, or you to be my man. My love, it has no end. When you smile, I get all giggly inside. When you laugh, I just smile until I cry. If you come to me, my love, I swear by stars above, I'll never break your heart or make you. I'll never break your heart. Let's finish what we started. I'll never break your heart. Don't make me cry. Me cry. Sure about this one. Then the four of us, we left to go to Los Angeles. Now, getting work was hard for Viv and me. They kept telling us we were too light for color work, especially me. But I did get some work in the soundies and talkies like Easy Street, Yes Indeed, and Paper Doll, among the 8 or 9 that I did during that time period. Viv and me, along with our neighbor Etta Jones, we formed the Dandridge Sisters. Oh, we joined the 5 Rhythmics, and we worked steadily for 5 years, performing in all of the outlying cities like Bakersville, Victorville, Santa Ana, all the places that didn't mind the way that we looked. We made our film debut in the big broadcast of 1936 with George Burns, Wendy Banks, Gracie Atla, the Benny Bahia Dances, and Billy Bojangles Robinson at Paramount Studios. Now, when I went to Europe, I felt that freedom again. Europe was a place where we were treated like people, not a race or a color. Now, I'm mixed. My father was Mexican English, and my mother, Ruby Dandridge, she was black. But I never denied my blackness, and was always very, very proud of my race, even writing letters about the racial inequalities in this country. And I even got to introduce Martin Luther King Jr. At one of his public speaking rallies in 1963, at what he himself said was the largest and most enthusiastic rally he'd seen, right here in Los Angeles Wrigley Field with over 60,000 people. Oh, but I so enjoyed being in Europe, I felt like a person there, In New York, I met Harold Nicholas. He was rehearsing. And when I walked in, I stopped him dead in his tracks. He was really a great dancer. The attraction between us, it was immediate. He really locked his eyes on me. Just so you know, both Fayard and Harold were interested in me, but Harold won. He got the prize. We performed at the Cotton Club with Cab Calloway. Yes, Cab Calloway and Sister Rosetta Tharpe, Jigsaw Jackson, and Billy Bojangles Robinson, and the Benny Bahia Dancers, and the Nicholas Brothers. Harold began to court me. He'd take me out to dinner, and for long drives. It was fun. But I was only in my teens. So Auntie Mama, she kept that evil, watchful eye, stretching for as long as she could. Then I I broke from the Dandridge sisters during the movie For Shall Die and a production of Meet the People. The Dandridge sisters were over. I did a musical presentation with Bing Crosby, Frankie Darrow, Martin Moreland, Sunshine Sammy, and the King Cole Trio. We did a Christmas benefit for needy children and gave them gifts. Oh, I loved being around those beautiful, beautiful children. You know, I really love kids, and I always wanted more kids, more and more children. You never know. I'm only in my early 40s, so maybe next year. I performed at the Orpheus Theater with the Florida Ray Orchestra and the Rayettes, and at the Cafe It. I had a role in the movie The Lady from Louisiana with John Wayne, no less. Then in 1941, I was in Sun Valley Serenade, Fox's Sun Valley Serenade with the Nicholas Brothers. Ooh, I was over the moon. Oh, felt like I was living a dream. Singing and tap dancing in a movie with them, in a movie with the Nicholas Brothers. Oh, pardon me, boys, is this the Chattanooga Choo-Choo? I had roles in 5 films in 1941. For Shall Die, Sun Valley Serenade, The Lady from Louisiana, Bahama Passage, and Sundown. And I had a string and lineup of shows I was doing. Harold, he continued to court me. We'd end up in, oh, baby, no. Oh, yes. Yes, oh, please. Oh, it's okay, you can. We ended up in hot kisses and embraces, and we decided to get married before it got out of hand. Auntie Mama and Mama, they were thrilled. And now I was free. She couldn't glare at me with those eyes anymore. I was free! How happy we will be, 'cause this man, he loves me. And I love him. He makes me spin and laugh out loud in glee. How happy we will be. I hope that he can see that love is all, love is pure, love can open any door. Oh, this is my dream place to be. When he looks in my eyes, all I do is smile. Then he holds me tight. And ooh, ooh, baby, ooh, that's good for a while. How happy we will be. And ooh, ooh, that's good for a while. How happy we will be. on my wedding night. On my wedding night. I had so much trouble. It was my first time with the man, and I was very young. Harold, he was trying to make love to his new bride, but I just couldn't. I kept seeing Auntie Mama. Oh, those eyes. And remembering her taping and tying my breast down and pushing me down on the bed to inspect me. Oh no, Auntie Mama, please, no. I promise you I didn't do it. No, I didn't do anything. I promise. Oh, Mommy! Mommy, where are you, Mommy? No! You see, I'd gone out with some friends, and there was a young man in the group, and she was so sure I had done something. But no. Harold was just trying to consummate our marriage and was faced with a woman with no experience. A woman with traumatic sexual experiences. Finally, frustrated, Harold, well, he turned his back to me while I lay sobbing quietly. Harold's turning away grew more, and he turned away from our home on 27th Street between Arlington and Cimarron in an almost all-white residential area in Los Angeles. Parties, women, and flirting, and golf games became his main objective. Sometimes he would come home until very late at night, or early the next morning. But he always came home, eventually. I became very close very close with my sister-in-law, Jerry. Oh, she was smart as a whip. And unlike me, she knew to tell people where they could go if they were causing trouble for her. She was also very, very intelligent, especially about black issues. So with me not finishing my schooling and my fantastic memory, well, I just soaked up information from her like a little sponge. And I also felt so much better after I talked to her about Harold and I's problems. Then in March of 1943, I found out I was pregnant. Oh, oh, I was so happy. We both were happy for a while. On September 1st, I awoke in great pain, convinced the baby was coming. But Harold, who was so sure it was a false alarm, he calmed me down on the phone with Ruby. Yes, Mom, yes, I think so. Really? Okay, I'll be fine. Then he took me to Jerry's house, and he left me there, saying he would be back early in the afternoon, but not before getting a good scolding from Jerry, who was angry he would leave his wife, knowing the baby might come at any moment. Now, by then we had a car, but Harold's friends, they picked him up to play the golf game, and he didn't even leave the car keys. And I kept thinking, he won't do that. He won't leave me. He won't leave his wife, knowing the baby might come at any moment. Well, my contractions, they kept getting worse, and Jerry and her sister Rose, they tried to get me to the hospital sooner, but I wanted to wait on Harold. You know, this was our firstborn, and I wanted him to be there for the first baby's birth. And Jerry, well, she empathized with me, so we waited. And we waited and waited. But when my water bag broke, oh my goodness, everything inside of me just, it felt like it was coming apart. It was just splitting. We left to go to the hospital. It took Jerry a little less than an hour to find a car. And when we got there, it was another wait. Delivery of my daughter was horrible. They had to use forceps to help her to come, and you know, those scars, oh, they served as a constant reminder to me. But finally, on September 2nd, 1943 at 2:42 a.m., Harold arrived. Harold got there a little less than an hour after she was born. Oh, but it was such a joy. It was such a joy to hold my baby in my arms for the first time. Oh. And when we left that hospital, those blue skies, oh, they were just glistening for us. Many friends, neighbors, and family members came by to see my beautiful, beautiful daughter. She was perfect and gorgeous. Yes. No, yes. And then in 1945, I really became worried about his behavior. She would scream and cry for no reason. No matter what I did for her, I changed the lighting, I changed the linens. Nothing worked. Nothing. When the Nicholas brothers were away on tour, I took Lynn to see many doctors. Now, these visits usually would end up with me sitting in the chair, and Lynn would sit or stand with her blank stare, and then she would start to make those little noises she would make. Finally, in 1947, the doctors told me that something happened during the delivery of Lynn, and she would never reach beyond the mentality of a 3-year-old child. Cry, 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 scream all day long. And you know my daughter? My sweet daughter, she never spoke. Not one word. Can you imagine that? To never hear your child speak or say the word mama, mom, or dad. Well, Harold, he just couldn't deal with the situation, and he threw himself into his work and other women. Oh, my sadness was really getting to me, and I flew to Europe to be with Harold. I remember Jerry and I, we walked into the restaurant where Harold was having lunch with friends, and he didn't even acknowledge us. We were nobody to him. I was so hurt and angry. If I could, I would have stomped myself through that floor. And yes, I did. I did. I took some pills. But Jerry, she found me and rushed me to the hospital. Oh, Jerry, you are such an invaluable part of my life. I don't know where or what I'll be without you, sweetheart. I love you, Jerry. Finally, I realized my marriage had crumbled to nothing. And I had to leave Harold. But I had to keep telling myself this. Dorothy, you've got to get out. Get out. You've got to get out of this, Dorothy. Get out. The divorce wasn't final until years later, after I had exhausted all chances of a reconciliation with Harold. Oh, I truly loved Harold. You know, when you love a man, he can't do no wrong. Oh, no, he can't. And your sunrise and sunsets in his eyes, and you wake up thinking you're his only queen. Oh, you'll see. Just love a man. When you love a man, you see. When you love a man. Harold, I so wanted it to last forever. I truly loved Harold. In 1948, when the separation began for the 1951 divorce, I began taking classes at the Actors Studio Lab. Now they were considered communists for taking in students like myself, you know. Anyone was around that time period involved in any civil rights activities. Even I was. You know, I was at a party, and there were some civil rights leaders present, and they asked me to get up and sing. So I got up and sang a few songs. But a sophisticated and stern letter to Zelznick at 20th Century Fox squashed those rumors that had spread throughout the industry. At the Actors Lab, I met and became close friends with Marilyn Monroe. We did tons of fun things together, and she and I were just like sisters. And Marilyn spent many, many nights sleeping on the white rug beside the fireplace at my Hilldale home. After she told me all about her love, her romances, everything, her goals in life, anything there was to know about Marilyn Monroe, I knew it, and Peter Lawford knew it. We were like three little peas in a pod. Oh, now, you know Marilyn, she was a little light-headed, but smart, and she had great power in the industry. She even started her own film production company with her photographer. I think his name was Middleton or Middleman. She had great power. They made lots of money off her back. Now, let's see. I kept up my relationship with Phil Moore, and my career took an upturn when I met Earl Mills at one of Phil Moore's Sunday musicals at his house. Now, Phil would have these musicals at his home where he had a large brown wooden baby piano, grand baby piano. People would come and do skits and sing and dance, and champagne would be flowing and hors d'oeuvres flowing. It was such a fun time. You know, I think when I get back on my feet and I'm able to buy my next house, I'm going to have events like that at my place. It was so fun, so much fun. Well, Earl heard me sing, and he decided to manage my career. Now, I had just finished Harlem Globetrotters and Tarzan's Perils. And then later, in 1953, Bright Road. Oh, Bright Road was one of my favorite films to do. Oh, I loved being around those beautiful, beautiful children. Now, they were around the same age that Lynn was at the time. And you know, Mr. Harry Belafonte, he wasn't too hard on the eyes either, you see. But even with all of this, there still were no parts in film for women like me who didn't want to play the part of the slave or the slapstick comedy they were throwing our way. Let's see, I've got to get ready, and I've got, I began to work more after signing the contract with Earl, worked more places and did more things and had more fun performing. Let's see, get these dresses organized. Let's see, those, I gotta decide on those, and these over here, let's see what's in this pile. This here, oh, wait a minute, this green dress right here. Ooh, I had this on a couple of weeks ago, and it was kind of snug, so I think I better try this one on. I'll see you later. I'll be right back. See you later. Oh, it's so good. Still fits me. I love this dress. Oh, after the divorce from Harold, my bills were mounting up, especially for the cost of taking care of Lynn, and I had other expenses. Harold was ordered to pay the court $300 per month, and he was in severe arrears with me, to the tune of over $8,000 worth. Oh, I continued performing in clubs, the Biltmore, the Riviera, the Macombo Room, just to name a few. Oh, and the Hilton Hotel especially. And then I heard about director Otto Preminger. He was producing and directing the film Carmen Jones with an all-black cast. The first of its kind to be done in brilliant Technicolor. Ooh, getting this leading role was a pivotal point in my career. By now, 1954, the industry still had not created dramatic roles for black actresses. I was going to change that. And the time was now. For my next appointment with Otto, I sashayed into his office in a sultry outfit and a short, sassy wig. Otto's jaw dropped. I got the part. Here I shine again, ready to take that vow of all the times I needed strength. I had now. Here I shine again, signing my name on the line. Been down a bit, but now I'm ready to shine. Was down in the dungeons, left all alone in the dark. But now I've risen, this song I sing from my heart. Here I shine again, after the gloom is through. I shine, I'm coming back. My heart is full of love and that I'm shining like I always knew I could shine. I could shine for you and you and you and you and you. Remember that the time is now. Yes! Oh, Carmen Jones. Carmen. Oh, some of the all-black cast in Carmen were Pearl Bailey, who I befriended on the set of Carmen, Joe Adams, Diane Carroll, and many others. And wait a minute, Harry Belafonte, like me, was not allowed to sing his vocal parts. We had to lip sync. But you know the woman, Miss Horn, who was in charge of the music? She listened to my recordings over and over to get the music. They were just at a little higher register than my songs. But I could have hit those notes. Even my vocal coach, she told me I could have hit those notes. Now, Carmen's production began in April. Yes, April, always the time of new beginnings. April 1954. My sister Vivian? Well, she was happy for me. We had a love-hate relationship. But I always looked out for her, and she always looked out for me. Also in 1954, I found out that Peter Lawford, he was marrying Patricia Kennedy. So that meant our secret love affair. Our secret love affair was over. Yeah, and then jealousy from friends and others, and then I started to hear about all of the rumors spreading throughout our community about me, a black woman portraying this sultry, seductive Carmen role. And the jealousy from everyone, friends and others. I got so stressed, I stayed in my apartment. But one visit from Otto, and encouraging words from Earl Mills convinced me to continue with the role. And Otto and I's professional friendship, oh, it turned into love and a long relationship. He gave me everything I needed: clothes, money, and love. Ah! He had two taboos, though. He was white, and he was married. And even with the negative vibes I kept getting from my sister Vivian, I still always thought we would be married. You know, he even bought me a home on Avenue Drive, a place I loved, where I entertained with many, many distinguished guests. And through all of this, we had to keep our love a secret. Well, we tried to anyway. Blow out the candles so no one will know who's been kissing me. Darling dear, oh, such a happy time for me. All the magazines had me on their front cover. Let's see, I've got a Paris Match. Yes, Paris Match. Photo Play. Yes, Paris Match, Photo Play. And I became the first black industry professional to be on the cover of Life magazine in 1954. Ah! Photographers, oh, they were shooting me everywhere. Dorothy is in Milan. Headlines were reading Dorothy in Spain, Dorothy in England, Paris, London. They just couldn't me. Each time I walk their way, their eyes begin to say, there goes the girl who shows the world just how to get her way. Oh, such a wonderful feeling. Oh, this is so appealing to have them see me now and have them take a bow, because they all adore me and can't seem to ignore me. When I walk through the town, there's a sparkle in the air. So please, don't you worry. Good things coming for me. Whenever I'm there, whenever I'm there, that's where it's at. Yes! Oh, Carmen let me be the first black actress to get a 3-year contract with Fox. 1 film per year starting at $75,000 to escalate to $125,000 per film. Carmen also led to me being the first black actress to be nominated for an award, an Academy Award, in a leading role. Oh, I was over the moon. Nothing was gonna stop me. Not a thing. Then, oh, I love this dress. Then I turned down the role. Offered to me by Fox in The King and I, at Otto's request, and you know, I really didn't want to play the part of a slave. You know, we were trying to get away from us playing those kinds of roles, and I even told my publicist, Boston, this. Boston, I can't, Boston, I won't. No, I can't, I won't do it. I can't do that. I just can't. No, I won't. No films came my way until 1957. Island in the Sun. And oh, such a stressful time, intense. I became the first black actress in America to star in a film with a white leading role love interest. But because of the racism in this country, we couldn't even kiss. Only like little light touching. Many projects ended in dead-end deals. Projects like Sloan, Blue Orpheus, remake of Barbara de Seville, all a part of Otto's promised work for me. Now, Otto and I parted, but not before me getting pregnant and having an abortion. An abortion? My baby. I didn't want to keep his child. He wasn't marrying me. He wasn't going to marry me. I didn't want to keep it. Oh, gosh. It was such a terrible time. Oh, I wish I'd listened. I really did. Then I did Porgy and Bess. And Otto being the director by default was another horrible experience for me. He screamed and shouted directions at the actors and treated them and me like dirt. I felt like throwing up every time I came to work. Oh, but I made it through and I played Bess anyway, even getting a Golden Globe Award nomination for my portrayal. Oh, that was horrible for me. He bullied me on set, physically and emotionally. I remember after taping the Brock Peters rape scene, I came home, I had all of these black and blue bruises all over my arms from him pushing and pulling on me. Oh, but at least I got the Golden Globe Award nomination. So it was back to performing in clubs. The Macombo, the Biltmore, the Hilton, just to name a few, and the Riviera Hotel. The same hotel that emptied their pool, fearful that I would swim in it now. You know, I have to admit, I called the front desk. I called the front desk to let them know how hot I was, and yes, it's awfully hot in here. Oh, don't you think a dip in the pool would be splendid? Well, I did call the front desk and do that, and after I saw people swimming in the pool and they told me it was broken. Well, that's where I met Maitre D, Jack Dennison. Now, he was a handsome Greek grain man with all of the smoothness and charm. He charmed his way into my heart with his splendid manners and good looks. I guess he did own up to his hidden intentions, which were to use me and my money. Oh, you know, I was making great money before we married in 1959. I even gave him money to open up a restaurant on Sunset Boulevard before we got married. But once married, he proceeded to run me into the ground, financially, emotionally, and physically. Our home on View Site, oh no, my home on View Site was a war zone with 2 enemies in it. I'm so glad I didn't put his name on that deed. Jack was extremely abusive, causing me grave bodily and emotional harm, even putting me in the hospital at one point. The divorce was final 1 year later after he was ordered to leave my house in 1961. He of course continued to try and see me via messages through my dear friend Herb Jeffries, but I never would talk to that man again. I haven't now, and I won't ever in my whole life. This, of course, stopped when he found out I was broke. Yes, I had to file for bankruptcy in 1962 and leave my beloved home on Viewside. I love that place. I built that place from the ground up. You know, the den where I could sit and read my scripts and study and listen to my albums. Oh, I loved it. I designed it. I practically gutted that place. You know, and I'm featured in the Jet or Ebony magazine, and I'm sitting there like this. And my toes are pointed like I always did, and my back is straight. My center, I call it, is very taut and tight, you know, all the time. My sister Vivian, she would tell people, my sister Dorothy, she works 24 hours a day at being a star. Well, here I am in the picture, sitting on my shag carpet around this color, and I have my 3 square pillows. It's a beige one, a brown one, and an orange one. I'm sitting there with my pillows. And then all the way to the top floor, oh, the master bedroom with a wonderful balcony where you could go out and have breakfast or have a drink, or just go out and look and see all of the homes around in your area. Well, I had to leave my home, my beloved home, move to a smaller house on Norman Place. And through all of this and everything, you know who was right there with me? My dear friend, Jerry. Oh, Jerry. I love you, Jerry. She was right there. Mm. But with no work and no money, I signed my first autobiography, Everything and Nothing. Yes, and also in 1962, my dear friend, Marilyn Monroe, she was found dead shortly after her breakup with President Kennedy. You know, I knew the exact day and time she was going to see him to break it off. She wanted to go alone. You know, I still miss Marilyn. Here it is in 1965. And she was found dead in 62. We were just so close. We were. And you know, we were alike in some ways. You know, we both were sexually abused as children. And we were always seeking approval from others. We both achieved great success in the industry with films and recordings, but she, of course, due to the racism in this country, had more clout and more power than I. She was just gone. And then also in 62, Helen Calhoun, who had been taking care of my daughter Lynn, she sent her back on the train to me. And Jerry and I, we went to the train station to pick Lynn up, and I was so excited. Oh, but it was a disaster. Lynn, she just pounded on the piano all day long, and she had this great strength and power, determination. It nearly just drove me crazy. Finally, Jerry and her legal friends, they helped me to take care of Lynn. And I remember the courtroom. I went out to get some water. My legs, they just collapsed beneath. They had to hold me up by my arms to get me standing again. And I was so ashamed. And they sent my daughter, my only daughter, to the Camarillo institution. Oh, that place with its immaculately manicured lawns and bright yellow, red, and orange flowers. Oh, it was a dungeon inside. I would throw up every time I went there to see her. I really tried. I tried as much as I could. And no, my daughter, when I went, she didn't even know I existed. I wasn't even there in her mind. But I tried my best with Lynn. I failed again. I failed with my marriage. And now I fail with my Lynn. Oh, Lynn. Oh. Then in April, yes, always April, the time of new beginnings. April 1964, I bounced back. Tokyo, Puerto Rico, Mexico, I was working again through my manager, Earl Mills. But every penny I made went to the IRS. Finally, my lawyers fought for my case with the IRS and convinced them that I was ill and broke, so they put me in the debt file. Then an oil well drilling scam left me nearly penniless, and I had more debts that I couldn't pay. I was hurting and so alone. But you know something right here, it just kept me going, kept me there. But with no work and no money, I I had to move again. And I moved to my apartment on Fountain Avenue in West Hollywood. Now, Marilyn had lived there before, and we spent many Sunday afternoons and sunny days just sitting on the outside steps and talking about our lives and dreams and goals and all of the little babies we would have. Especially me. I always wanted more children. Earl got me a job in the Flamingo Hotel, where Nancy Wilson was starring in the main ballroom. And I had the lounge near the slot machines with a 7-piece band. Great place for the first black actress to be nominated for an Academy Award, right? Well, I was so hurt and embarrassed. I drank more, and, but I made it through to the end of the engagement, with much help from music director and great friend Nick Perito. You know, there would be times when I would miss my cue, and so Nick would tell the band to keep playing, then he would come and get me, and usually I would be sitting in the chair, just slumped over the chair, or I had just thrown up, so he would clean me up and get me back out there to deliver a fantastic set for the audience. Yes, I made it through with much help from Nick and also from the Flamingo owner, who had taken a liking to me. After I finished the gig, I returned to Los Angeles, and then I did a musical stage presentation of Showboat with pretty good reviews, you know, pretty good. But then with no money and no work, I began to get depressed. And the prescription prescribed Trophanil increased my need for sleeping pills, and so I was drinking more and taking more and more pills, and I developed a puffy face and body. I really did look terrible during that time, and people began to worry about me, especially my manager, Earl Mills. He would come by whenever he felt like it, because he had his own key. Now, he would especially come by when Ruby asked him to, because people would call Ruby, I saw Dorothy, and she would, I saw her Wednesday, and so she would ask him to come by. He would call her and let her know if I was sloundering on the sidewalk or begging the band to sing a song or two. But let me tell you, when I got up there on that stage, I could feel the liquid sunshine just grooving through my veins and making my eyes sparkle and my spirit alive again. And you know what? I still had that little movement that everybody liked for me to do. They still enjoyed me. So it was fun. Well, he had his own key, so he could come by whenever he wanted to. Fayard and Harold came by. Now, I invited them over. I said, come on over and have a drink or two, you know. Otto came by as well, and, you know, he just stayed. He wouldn't even touch me. Now, I knew that he would have given me money, but I didn't want nothing from him. Oh, I wanted nothing. I hoped that he could see me and feel guilty. Him and that Jack Dennison. Jack forcing me to work in his club night after night. And every night I stepped on that stage, my value and film went down, down, down. And you, Otto, you told me not to take it. They waited and waited for me. They waited. They kept calling and calling, and you still told me not to take it. Oh, I should never have listened to you, Otto. Otto. Your career accelerated, and I just lost mine. I lost everything. What a fool to your words. What a lame excuse of a mind I had. Oh, when you talked, my whole body just went to mush. Oh, how did I get so lost in you? You made me forget who I am. Oh, what a fool I was to love you. Now I see just what a fool I am. Then things began to get better, and I bounced back again. And this is April of '65. Joe Glasser, who was determined to rebuild my career, he got me a gig at the New York club, Basin Street East Grill. That was to start on September 10th. The beginning of a long engagement. My manager Earl got me a gig in the carnival room of the Sheraton Hotel. I continued taking dance classes and exercise classes to get ready for the lineup of shows I was scheduled to do. And I also went out to audition for speaking parts for commercials. Now, I remember bumping into Michelle. Yes, I remember holding her by the sides of her face and giving her a kiss good luck. You know, I always tried to help my friends in the industry. I helped Billie Holiday quite a lot. Her and I were good friends. When the cops were hot on her trail, she'd stay with me in my apartment, and I literally spoon feed Billie. And I'd give her clothes and money and dresses to wear. But you know, Billie, she didn't even know what was going on. Oh, I always tried to help my friends in the industry, and I never wished ill on anyone, on anybody in the industry. No one. But they always wished ill on me. Then in a few days, things began to look even better. Through Earl, I was contracted to star in a film in Mexico. $50,000. Contracts were signed. I started T's crossed. Another new beginning for me. Oh, yes. While working out at the gym, I tripped going down the stairs, but I didn't think anything of it. I kept going. But on the trip to Mexico, to meet with producers and directors, I went to see a doctor there. They x-rayed and they found a tiny bone fracture right here in my right foot, and advised me to get a cast put on it the next day when I returned to the U.S. So once I was in the U.S., this was confirmed with the bone specialist, and I was set to get the cast put on it the next day. Tomorrow! The doctor said I'd be dancing on my foot within 24 hours of getting the cast. And guess what? While meeting with the producers and directors about the one film in Mexico, they upped the ante from 1 to 2 films at $50,000 each. Oh boy! I better hurry up and get ready because Earl is coming to pick me up early in the morning, tomorrow morning. So let's see, these dresses. Oh, maybe I won't take this one. Yeah. And these I'm leaving over here. Oh, I can't leave this one. This would be a really cute one for a brunch or something. Isn't that sweet? Love that. Yes. Put this music away. Get this packed. Magazines. Oh, I've got a big, big day tomorrow. Oh. All this music away. Got to go to the suitcase. Put something in there. Wait until tomorrow. Earl will pick me up. I will be going on my way. I'm just drink some water, then I think I better get to sleep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. Mm-hmm. I heard him knocking on my door, but he shouldn't have trouble getting in. He had his own key. I didn't put that chain lock on my door. We used a chain lock in 1965 on West Fountain Avenue in West Hollywood. I know I did. Then I heard Earl come back. He busted my tire open. My door open with the tire on. And he was running through my apartment calling me. Dorothy! Dottie! Where are you, Dorothy? Dottie? Dorothy? Oh, Dorothy! Oh, my angel face. My angel face. And then he was just saying, my angel face. My angel face. Over and over. But I didn't wake up. No. I visited Jerry in a dream, and she asked me if I was okay, and I said, oh, Jerry, absolutely. You see, Jerry, up here, there's nothing for me to cry about. Singing and dancing, something I love, sprinkles from heaven, mixed in my blood. Here I shine again, after the gloom is through. I shine, I'm coming back. My heart is full of love and that I'm shining like I always knew I could shine. I could shine for you and you and you and you and you. Remember that the time is now. Yes! Ah!